Hello everyone, and welcome to my video. Today, I'm excited to introduce my new temperature controller circuit. It can accurately control heating devices such as electric irons, hot plates, and food grills. The circuit uses a temperature sensor, AC zero cross detection, and Triac control to provide stable and precise temperature control. I think you're going to enjoy this project, so let's get started. But first, let's take a look at my sponsor and partner, JLCPCB. I'd like to thank JLCPCB for supporting this video. Over the years, I've used JLCPCB's 1 to 4-layer PCB in many projects, and they've always been reliable with fast turnaround. Now, JLCPCB is making high-performance 6-layer PCB more accessible. With 6 layers, routing becomes cleaner and more efficient, increasing wiring density by around 30 to 50%, so you spend less time dealing with routing limits and more time focusing on your design. With free via-in pad technology and ENIC finish included, JLCPCB delivers professional-grade 6-layer PCB without the professional-grade price. If you want to try it yourself, you can get the latest coupon by clicking the link in the description below. The circuit consists of 4 main sections. First, we have the power supply, which converts the input voltage down to 5 volts. Next is the AC zero cross detection and duty cycle control section. The third section processes the temperature sensor signal. Finally, the comparator and Triac control section drives the Triac through an optocoupler. I've also shared all the project files. You can download them from the link in the video description. This is the result after 1 week of uploading my Gerber files to JLCPCB. As you can see, the board looks very clean and professional. The solder mask and silk screen are also very clear, and all the component labels are easy to read. The board feels solid and well made, and the overall quality is exactly what I expected from JLCPCB. The power supply and zero cross detection sections are now fully assembled. Before moving on to the next step, we need to check a few important points on the board to make sure the power supply and zero cross detection circuit are working correctly. The voltage supplied to the LM358 and transistors must be stable at 5 volts. This voltage needs to remain stable to ensure that the comparator circuit works correctly and accurately. Now, let's check the waveform at the input of the zero cross detection circuit. After rectification, the frequency is 100 Hz, with the waveform shown here. This signal is then fed into the op-amp comparator, which generates a square wave with an adjustable duty cycle from 0 to 100%. This is the waveform at the output of the comparator. Adjusting the potentiometer changes the duty cycle from 0 to 100%. This duty cycle determines the amount of power delivered to the heater. A higher duty cycle provides more power, while a lower duty cycle provides less power. Now, we'll install the MOC3021 optocoupler and the CD4093 IC onto the board. This is the completed circuit with all the components installed. Now, we'll add the temperature sensor. For this project, I'm using the KYT84 temperature sensor to measure the heater temperature. The KYT84 is a temperature sensor whose resistance changes with temperature. Here, I'm measuring its resistance with a multimeter. When I bring the soldering iron closer to the sensor, the temperature increases and its resistance also increases. When I move the soldering iron away, the sensor cools down and the resistance decreases. This change in resistance is used by the circuit to detect the temperature. This is the waveform at the output of the CD4093. The duty cycle can be adjusted from 0 to 100% to control the MOC3021 and regulate the heater power. When the temperature reaches the set value, the LM358 and CD4093 adjust the output pulses to maintain the desired temperature. I'll power the circuit with a light bulb as the load, so you can easily see how the circuit works. When I bring the soldering iron close to the sensor heats up and the light bulb turns off. When I move the soldering iron away, the sensor gradually cools down and the light bulb turns on again. The output power can be easily adjusted from 0 to 100%, making this circuit suitable for many different types of loads. The temperature sensor also responds very well to changes in temperature, both when the temperature increases and decreases. For this test, I'll use an electric iron as the load. In the future, I plan to build a heating plate for soldering surface mount components. In fact, this circuit has many other interesting applications, such as temperature-controlled heaters, hot plates, and other heating devices. When the temperature reaches the set value, the circuit cuts off the power to the iron, and the light turns off. I'm using a wet cloth to quickly cool down the iron. As soon as the temperature drops below the set value, the circuit turns the heater back on and starts heating again. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the project and found it useful. If you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to leave a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and support my channel. See you in the next video.